The National Panhellenic Council, NPHC, founded May 10, 1930, is a collaborative umbrella organization composed of historically African American collegiate Greek lettered fraternities and sororities. The 9 NPHC organizations are sometimes collectively referred to as the Divine Nine. The Council promotes interaction through forums, meetings, and other media for the exchange of information and engages in cooperative programming and initiatives through various activities and functions. NPHC includes the following organizations: Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated. Known as the first intercollegiate Greek letter fraternity established for African American males, Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated was founded at Cornell University in Ithaca, New York on December 4, 1906. The fraternity was founded by 7 great men, also referred to as the Jewels: Henry Arthur Challis, Charles Henry Chapman, Eugene Kinkle Jones, George Biddle Kelly, Nathaniel Allison Murray, Robert Harold Ogle, Vertner Woodson Tandy. Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated develops leaders and promotes brotherhood and academic excellence while providing service and advocacy for our communities. Some of the organization's national programs include A Voteless People is a Hopeless People, Project Alpha, and A Brother's Keeper. A few notable Alpha men are civil rights activist Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., Supreme Court Justice Thurgood Marshall, and sports journalist Stuart Scott. Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated. Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated is the first intercollegiate historically African American Greek lettered sorority. Founded at Howard University in Washington, D.C., January 15, 1908, by 9 students who were scholastic leaders of their class: Anna Easter Brown, Beulah Elizabeth Burke, Lily Burke, Marjorie Hill, Margaret Flagg Holmes, Ethel Hedgeman Lyle, Lavina Norman, Lucy Diggs Slow, Marie Woolfolk Taylor. Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated is dedicated to implementing programs of service that enhance the social, economic, and educational well-being of the local, national, and international communities. Their chapters engage in simultaneous activities that will benefit the community and continue their commitment to lifelong service. A few notable members of Alpha Kappa Alpha are the United States' first female Vice President Kamala Harris, former Maryland Circuit Court Judge Donna Hill Stanton, and Charles County's first African American Commissioner, Delegate Edith J. Patterson. Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity Incorporated. Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity Incorporated was founded January 5, 1911 on the campus of Indiana University by 10 men of distinguished character and attitude: Elder Watson Diggs, Dr. Ezra D. Alexander, Dr. Byron Kenneth Armstrong, Attorney Henry Turney Asher, Dr. Marcus Peter Blakemore, Paul Waymond Kane, George Wesley Edmonds, Dr. Guy Levis Grant, Edward Giles Irvin, and Sergeant John Milton Lee. The organization was created to empower those in disenfranchised communities and based on the pillars of inspiring service, brotherhood, and most importantly, achievement in every human endeavor. Kappa Alpha Psi's impact can be felt on all levels, from local chapters participating in community outreach activities, scholarship and mentor programs, as well as national programs collaborating with St. Jude's Medical Research Center fighting against childhood disease. Notable members of Kappa Alpha Psi include civil rights activist Ralph Abernathy, esteemed Hall of Fame athlete Wilt Chamberlain, and Charles County's first African American Commissioner-President Reuben Collins. Omega Psi Phi Fraternity Incorporated. Omega Psi Phi is the first fraternal organization founded at a historically Black university. The fraternity was founded on November 17, 1911 by the 3 Howard University students, Edgar Amos Love, Oscar James Cooper, and Frank Coleman, as well as their faculty advisor, Dr. Ernest Everett Just. Omega chapters participate in activities that will uplift their community. Some of the activities include voter registration, assault on illiteracy, Habitat for Humanity, mentoring, and participation in fundraisers for charitable organizations. Omegas also strive to encourage youth to find and develop and use their talents. A few notable Omega men are historian and the father of Black history, Carter G. Woodson, civil rights activist, Reverend Jesse Jackson, and surgeon and medical researcher, Dr. Charles Drew. Delta Sigma Theta sorority was founded on January 13, 1913 by 22 women at Howard University. Osceola McCarthy Adams, Marguerite Young Alexander, Winona Cargyle Alexander, Ethel Cuff Black, Bertha Pitts Campbell, Zephyr Chisholm Carter, Edna Brown Coleman, Jessie McGuire Dent, Frederica Chase Dodd, Myra Davis Hemmings, Olive Claire Jones, Jimmy Bug Middleton, Pauline Obedofer Minor, Vashitai Turley Murphy, Naomi Sewell Richardson, Mamie Reddy Rose, Eliza Pearl Shippen, Florence Lecter Toms, Ethel Carr Watson, Wordy Blackville Weaver, Madri Penn White, and Edith Mott Young. Sorority has established programs to provide and improve education, healthcare, and international development, and strengthen the African American family. Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated is the second largest African American women's organization in the world, focused on sisterhood, scholarship, and service. Notable members of Delta Sigma Theta include Congresswoman Shirley Chisholm, Mayor Keisha Lance Bottoms, and Congresswoman Barbara Jordan. Phi Beta Sigma Fraternity Incorporated. Phi Beta Sigma Fraternity Incorporated was founded at Howard University on January 9, 1914, by three young African American male students, Abram Langston Taylor, Leonard Francis Moore, and Charles Ignatius Brown. The fraternity exemplifies the ideals of brotherhood, scholarship, and service while taking an inclusive perspective to serve the community. It is the only fraternity to hold a constitutional bond with an historically African American sorority, Zeta Phi Beta. Phi Beta Sigma's national programs of bigger and better business, education, and social action are realized through the fraternity's overarching program, Sigma Wellness. Notable members of Phi Beta Sigma include Congressman John Lewis, Football Hall of Famer Jerry Rice, and Circuit Court Judge Alexander Wright Jr. Zeta Phi Beta Sorority Incorporated. Zeta Phi Beta Sorority Incorporated was founded on January 16, 1920 on the campus of Howard University by 5 women, Arizona Cleaver, Pearl Neal, Myrtle Tyler, Viola Tyler, and Fanny Petty. Zeta Phi Beta is the first and only NPHC organization to be constitutionally bound to a fraternity, Phi Beta Sigma. Founded on the principles of scholarship, sisterhood, and finer womanhood, Zeta Phi Beta Sorority Incorporated strives to support the community through service projects and attention to social action initiatives. Notable members of Zeta Phi Beta include author Zora Neale Hurston, U.S. Representative Julia Carson. Sigma Gamma Rho Sorority Incorporated. Sigma Gamma Rho Sorority Incorporated was founded on November 12, 1922 at Butler University in Indianapolis, Indiana, by 7 young educators, Mary Lou Allison Gardner Little, Dorothy Hanley Whiteside, Vivian Irene White Mulberry, Nanny Mae Gahn Johnson, Hattie Mae Annette Doolin Redford, Bessie Mae Downey Rhodes Martin, and Cubina McClure. Founded amid segregation, Sigma Gamma Rho is the only sorority of the 4 historically African American National Panhellenic Council sororities established at a predominantly white campus. Sigma Gamma Rho's commitment to service is expressed in its slogan, Greater Service, Greater Progress. The sorority has a proud history of providing positive and proactive community outreach nationally and internationally. The programs, partnerships, and sponsorships represent Sigma Gamma Rho's commitment to participating in the greater good in education, service, and leadership development. Notable members of Sigma Gamma Rho Sorority Incorporated include actress Hattie McDaniel, U.S. Representative Corinne Brown, Miss USA 2016 Deshauna Barber, and Charles County's second Chief Equity Officer, Renisha Miles. Iota Phi Theta Fraternity Incorporated was founded on the campus of Morgan State University in Baltimore, Maryland, September 19, 1963, by 12 men: Albert Hicks, Lonnie Spruill Jr., Charles Briscoe, Frank Coakley, John Slade, Baron Willis, Webster Lewis, Charles Brown, Louis Hundle, Charles Gregory, Elias Dorsey Jr., and Michael Williams. Iota Phi Theta Fraternity Incorporated is the youngest organization of the Divine Nine, but also is the fastest growing. The fraternity was formed as a support system for men of color during the turbulent U.S. social climate of the time. This organization upholds its motto of building a tradition, not resting upon one, by instilling the following principles: the development and continuation of scholarship, leadership, citizenship, fidelity, and brotherhood among men. Notable Iota men include Congressman Bobby Rush, actor T.C. Carson, and Washington football team linebacker Chris Wilson.